Kita makan selamat, kita makanlah sehat, tetap selalu berdoa, tetap selalu semangat.
Our product manager of portables is going to share his expertise with us, as he always does. And what do you say, Shane? You want to get started here?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started, Chris. Take a review of the videos and kind of give you some pointers, and we can talk about what happened and what went wrong.
Okay, let me just pull up. Okay, so this guy, you told me he's using actually a Koike torch. Let me get my little thing.
He's using one of our Japanese model torches there.
Okay, so starting there.
So if you see, Chris, look at him. Now he's going to go ahead and touch. Now when he touched the plate, what that actually did was that allowed the gases to mix back into the mixing tubes. That's kind of what causes the beginning of the flashback. Now if you start seeing here, you can just watch them nozzles or the torch tubes start to heat up. That's a sustained flashback. So what that tells me is that he's definitely got some either backflow preventers or flashback arrestors on this torch. See the explosion?
Whoa.
That was sustained.
Okay.
If you wouldn't have had that on there, we would have been able to run all the way back into the tanks and potentially a much larger explosion than that.
And I noticed this guy is kind of an old hand at this because he's he's not wearing any gloves.
No gloves, no
eye protection.
Anything. And judging by the looks, he's very comfortable with doing this. So I'm guessing he's probably went through a couple hundred of these torches.
So okay, so not only can you wreck your torch, you're really, literally playing with
your
fire,
hands,
right?
you could run your face, everything. I mean, essentially, it'd be the last day on the job, possibly.
Right, yeah.
And these are
I
minor
need my
cases.
face for my work, you know. So, okay, so now I'm actually going to surprise you with this one, because I didn't tell you I was going to play this video. So, hang on, let me close that. This one is really fun, because this is not a demonstration. This guy, watch this.
Nice.
So do you know what happened there? Are you able to tell just from that little clip?
Just from that little clip, what I'd say most likely is he probably had a little gas leak beforehand. Okay. So if you see where the hoses are, where it's spraying out, I'm thinking that either his hoses weren't properly set or his tip was not on.
Oh, okay.
That's a big mistake here, and it's common. You go to stick that torch in there, or you put that tip in there, and you don't crank it down all the way and don't realize, well, this seat right here allows the gas to sit through. You go through with your igniter, light it, flame here, flame back into there. Now you're not mixing properly in the tip, you're mixing back into the gas tubes. And there you go.
So there are multiple reasons that you can get a flashback.
Oh, definitely. There's so many reasons within a torch.
So
that's why it's so important to have flashback or flashback arrestors, you know?
Yeah. So a lot of guys have experienced these. I mean, just about everybody is going to touch a torch.
One shape or another, you may have one, you don't really realize it. You hear a little snap, and then you kind of go back to the torch, and you say, oh, look, I got a red line on there, and you reset your torches, or you reset your flashback arrestors, and you go on with the day, not really realizing. We just went through the shop earlier. We were doing a video shoot on some of our resetables. I went to the tanks to put some new ones on, because, you know, obviously for marketing reasons, you want to have the shiny ones. The shiny ones, right. And I looked at the torch, and I'm like, hey, did you know you guys had a flashback? What do you mean?
Really?
Yeah.
So if you have them, you get kind of used to it, and you get used to having it. But if you don't have one, what do you think? How many guys are out there just going, hey, well, I'm not dumb. I don't touch my torch head to my work. I mean, are there a lot of guys that are out there that aren't using flashback arrestors?
I would hope not. Definitely would hope not. I mean, definitely you would know the ones that don't. Those are the guys walking around, you know, usually with 3 fingers.
Okay.
All right. Honestly, though, you don't even realize it. But one of the things nowadays that you don't really understand is the tanks themselves are also protected. A lot of these new manufacturers, basically any of the tanks since the 80s, they started putting actually backflow prevention inside the tank as well as kind of an extra level of safety.
Okay.
You know, it's nothing's bulletproof though. You know, so you kind of want to have a mix match or a combination of each. See what we've got here. Now I've actually got an arrestor set on the torch.
Okay.
So again, that's going to save. It's only going to go back as far as the torch. If it gets past that, and obviously for training purposes, we also have some set right here at the tanks.
Right.
Those are huge. I mean, those, without a doubt, bare minimum, I would have them at the tanks all day long.
All right, cool. But you can't go wrong with having one at the torch as well.
Oh, definitely not. It's just a matter of protecting your investment. What's that hose worth? You know, they're a couple $100 hose.
Oh, yeah.
You burn your hose up, and then you've got the hose flaring around all over the room, so you can just enough to get to the tank to shut it off.
Yeah.
You stop it at the torch, you don't have to worry about that.
No problem, yeah. Yeah, and I'm mostly concerned with people's faces, you know. You can spend a couple $100 on a hose, and that's not even a big deal. You only get one face, so.
You know, one interesting feature also that the Koike torches, we have a 3-seat tip. A lot of our competitors only have a 2-seat.
Okay.
So we do, all of our mixing is actually in the torch head, in the tip, versus inside the handle. Now, if you see those 2-seat tips, they run all their fuel out to the head, they mix in the handle, and then out the torch. Where you go. So for us, it's done right here.
Nice.
And that's an added thing. So if you do have a flashback and you have an explosion, you lose your tip. You pull out your wrench, put a new tip on, and away you go. You're cutting again.
Awesome. Okay, well, cool. I am running out of battery life, so we're going to conclude this video for now, but we're going to have a second part where Shane is going to talk to us about actually hooking up the flashback arrestors. So we're going to come back with part 2, and stay tuned for that. Remember to like us on Facebook, hit the subscribe button down below if you like this video. Also comment on the video, because we'd like to know your flashback story. If you've had a flashback, or if you've seen it happen where there was something really bad went down, tell us about that. And also hit the notify button, because we'll be posting more videos and we want to make sure that you see those. Till next time, thanks for joining us on the Koike blog, and we'll talk to you later.
Kita makan selamat, kita makanlah sehat, tetap